Matthias, well done. Another win and your first United goal. How does that feel?
Wow, I feel so good to be part of this with one goal, my first one here in Old Trafford. I dream a lot to this, and that's coming. But of course, I think the contribution is much more important with the win.
We worked hard. We had chances. Of course, they also had chances, but I think the main part was after our mistakes. We just did two easy mistakes, and then it cost energy, and this energy we missed a little bit in the end.
Yeah, so at times you felt you were the architects of your own downfall.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the club then I grown up to watch, and to be here is mix of sensations, you know, be fan inside of the pitch now to help them. I think is my dream to come true.
You could say you did it the old Manchester United way today, not the straightforward way. What were you thinking at 3-2?
Was hard, but again, we had some moments in the past when the spirit was a little bit different. We suffer more. Today we scored the last goal in the last minute because I felt that we can deal with bad moments in a better way than we show last year. And then when you have a different spirit, you have a little bit luck. So let's continue with that.
Talk a bit about that spirit in a moment, but Michael, you noticed something and have noticed this in Manchester United's midfield, a tactical shift, some changes.
Yeah, get straight into the tactical side. A lot's been said about the midfield too, and the pairing and the spaces that they've got to cover over the last year or so, really. And for me as an ex-midfielder, something I'm really interested in, of how they get to support and help. You can't expect two midfielders against a good team to deal with 3 and 4 players, so how do you find the solution? They found the solution with the forwards dropping in to support this middle zone that we're showing here, to support Mbeumo and Casemiro. They found support with Luke Shaw jumping in on Ruta and staying in there to almost make a 3 midfield, which then in the end it's a numbers game and it's a space game, and you've got to fill the right spaces. And Mbeumo, Luke Shaw and Casemiro here filling that middle of the pitch just kept them solid. There's no way against the Brighton team you could ask Mbeumo and Casemiro to do that. And the formation was quite fluid, and you can see Luke Shaw's almost right midfield here. That leaves Cunha to drop in and be responsible and be really disciplined, but because the spaces and he's tucked in or around it, even when they got broke at times, they were willing to backtrack and fill in fluid. And you see Cunha backtracking in the left back position here. It summed it up. It was such a big shift from Mbeumo, Cunha, Mbeumo, Casemiro and Luke Shaw to fill the middle of the pitch. And again here you see it. The release, Šeško presses the goalkeeper. You expect Brighton to make a pass or two to break the press. Mbeumo releases, Casemiro's in and around, Luke Shaw all the way in aggressive with the confidence to win it back. And then Casemiro gets it. A little bit of luck with the finish, but I think they earned that because of the spaces that they closed down and stopped Brighton as the game went on, stopped Brighton playing through. The next clip we're looking at is a little bit with the ball, and again, this I feel there's something building. You know, Casemiro holds the middle of the pitch. Cunha drifts a little bit. When Cunha drifts low, Casemiro holds the middle. Mbeumo's got license to drift a little bit higher, and Mbeumo drifting off the back of Šeško. And there's that fluidity, and there's almost that between the three of them when they're getting it. They're looking to pass to each other until the final moment, and it's a great move. And Šeško on the end of it would have been nice to see him finish the move for such a good move, but you can see there's something building and the connection between especially them three, and they kind of suit to play different positions around that front line as well, and there's a fluidity, and they've done both sides of the game fantastically well today.
Ruben Amorim said the word spirit about 4 times, didn't he, in that answer there, and clearly there is something that you can't measure, isn't there? You know, we talk a lot about all the statistics, the data, the XGs, but emotion and, you know, effort and togetherness and confidence, you know, it's not tangible, but it's visible.
Yeah, I'm kind of got a smile on my face because when you get that moment as a footballer and you get a connection with somebody, it's a wavelength, and you almost play off instinct. And I kind of put it as you almost play with a smile inside because you enjoy playing with each other, and it looks like they've found that connection. And 2 of them have just arrived in the summer. Bruno's been there for a period of time. And listen, it's not just them 3, but it feels that. There's something really fun about the way they want to play, and there was a lot on the game today, you know, playing to go 3 wins after beating Liverpool and everyone going, yeah, but it's happened before type thing, a big game to go again, and they've lost against Brighton in the past, so it was a big game today, and I thought they played ever so well.
Thank you, Michael. 5 games in Sunday's match.
Ruben, 4 Manchester United goals, 3 points into the top 4. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. 3 points at home. I think we play well. We suffered in the end. A little bit our fault in the way we suffered the first goal. You can sense that in that time of the game we are near the fourth goal, not to suffer one. But they did everything. They run, they play with the ball, they kick the ball when it was needed. So it was a good game.
Fabian, how did you see that from a Brighton point of view today?
Disappointing. I think we made two easy mistakes, and like this, you can't win the game here.
Having got back to 3-2, did you think there was something in the offing?
Yeah, I felt it all the time that there was something. I think we were consistently there. We worked hard. We had chances. Of course, they also had chances, but I think the main part was after our mistakes. We just did two easy mistakes, and then it cost energy, and this energy we missed a little bit in the end.
I understand the result will sort of overshadow this, but in terms of goals, you're scoring again. You're in really good form at the moment. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling fit, strong. I feel good on the pitch, and yeah, I'm glad to be among the goals. And the most important thing is to be trying to get the 3 points, because that's what makes everybody happy at the end of the day. And yeah, I'll keep on doing my best to keep on plugging away with that.
Matthias, congratulations, the first Manchester United goal, finally.
Yeah, finally. Well, I worked so hard for this. The wins started to come in, and I'm so happy. But of course, I want a little bit more contribution. And then today is coming. We win, and then everything is fine.
Was it playing on your mind a little bit to get that goal? I saw you speaking about it when you're on international duty.
Yeah, always of course, we are a little bit anxious when you play in the front to score goals, like I say, to have a little bit more contributions. But the last time I say this, if my participation is to help the team and then we start to win, I will be happy also. But of course, with this goal, everyone will be around me to push me. The guys started to joking around. Oh, you can score! Wow! But of course, this is some kind of things. Then everyone push me, and then I feel so happy to be here.
Is there a happier man anywhere right now? He looks delighted, and rightly so. First Manchester United goal, and he was excellent today.
He is a wonderful player. He's got so many good attributes, but any player needs a goal for confidence. Big move for him. Wolves' best player last year, could prove he can score goals. Easily goes past people, plays with a strut and a confidence, but also with a great work ethic. And his quality today was there for all to see. He's given this United team something special, something unique. And now they've got players in the high end of the pitch who can really hurt teams, even when they're not playing so well. But he deserved his goal. He got in some great positions. He's versatile as well in the fact that last week he played more centrally. Now he's playing off to the left. He's doing his defensive work. You always get players doing more of that when they've scored, running back and helping out. But overall, yeah, his performance was arguably his best in a Man United shirt. And you know now that the fans have taken to him, and he could be a massive player for them this season.
What do you like about him, Ben?
Yeah, he was fantastic today. Loved his first touch for his goal. Set it up beautifully and just bent it round into the corner.
Strong, isn't he?
Yeah, he's strong. He's powerful. It's great to see a smile on his face. There's not been many of them at Old Trafford in the past few weeks, but as he said in his interview, now it's that consistency for him. That's his next step. Getting that every game and being able to perform every game for Man United.
Yeah, most goals from outside the box since 2024-25, and that's Matheus Cunha leading the way with 6 ahead of Fernandes there. He's his teammate. Speaking of teammates and former teammates, Brian Mbeumo got 2 goals today as well, your former Brentford teammate. What do you think about him, his performance today, and how he settled in at United?
Yeah, really pleased for Brian. He was excellent again today. I think he's been a real shining star for United this season. He's settled into that shirt with ease. His touches, his first touch, his finishing. 20 goals last season. Proved he could do it in the Premier League, scoring goals, and he's getting them here. Got 2 today, obviously. He's had a few others this season, but yeah, he looks so comfortable in that United shirt, and he's fine at the minute, and really great to see, and really pleased for him.
Yeah, it's not really surprising. That is the class that he has been showing. That's the quality we know that he has.
No, absolutely. But sometimes when you go to a big club, Man United, he's been at Brentford, probably didn't have as much pressure on his shoulders. went for fairly big money as well, and you know, he's just got right in there, and you know, that's a fantastic finish there, and
he looks comfortable in that arena. He's full of confidence. He works tremendously hard. I actually think he's been United's best player this season in all the games I've seen. He, again, versatile, can play centrally on the right, but he's not a luxury. He does his defending. But he is, him and Cunha now, and obviously Šeško added to that, gives United a real threat high up the pitch, which they didn't have last season.
Yeah, they were crying out for that. At 3-0 at that point. This is an incident where perhaps Patrick Dorgu may count himself lucky. What did you think? Should he have been sent off?
I'm always of the opinion that it's got to be really bad to be sent off. First, watching it live, it looks like he does his best to try and get out of the way. That doesn't always matter with some officials.
Okay, well, Brighton did try to mount a comeback, led, of course, by former Manchester United striker and a man who's really in form right now, Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who's at a stage in his career where he knows what he's good at. He's strong, he leads the line well, he's experienced. Lovely free kicks from him. Keeper maybe a bit questionable, but that changed the dynamic of the game. All of a sudden now, Brighton were in the ascendancy and United were panicking a little bit, and this is a brilliant header. Can't remember the young lad's name.
Costulas, yeah.
Well, I can't say it, I can remember it, just can't. Costulas. Great header, and it was a nervy last few minutes for United, but they deserved the win.
Do you agree with that?
yeah, absolutely deserve the win. Just going back to Danny Welbeck, you know, fantastic leading that line. Thought he was probably one of the Brighton players that actually performed today. I was disappointed with them overall. They usually go to Old Trafford and give United a really good game in the past couple of seasons. So disappointed with them, but yeah, United deserved the win today. I thought they were excellent.
It's 3 Premier League wins in a row now. First time since 23-24 season. They've been waiting a long time, and they've got 3 in a row. They're putting a little bit of a run together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was important, especially after last weekend, such a big victory at Anfield. They went on and won this weekend and carried on that run. I think that's something that's been lacking absolutely for Manchester United to go on and win games. There's had a lot of criticism over the first however many games this season, but they seem to be finding a better form and turning it around.
With that result, United above their arch rivals, Liverpool, in the table. Sorry to mention that. Sorry to mention that, Danny. The question is, can they finish in the top 4 this season?
I mean, they've got the personnel to do so. When you look at the other teams they're competing with, yes, they could. I still think it's a big ask, because when you watch Manchester United, and I've seen nearly every game this season, they're still very vulnerable defensively. Teams do create a lot of chances against them, so that's an area of concern. At times in midfield, they can lack a bit of legs and athleticism.